You back.
At this point in time, you can hear my audio because StreamYard likes to do that. But it's week 13, and I'm sorry we're so late today, but that's just part of the holidays. We're always running behind, always trying to get shit done. There's chores to be done, there's business to handle. So without further ado, here we are. And I played a super long intro. I look at it on YouTube and just my overlay was up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So we had to replay it. And thanks to that, we got the homie Syl able to make it on time. What's good, homie? How we doing?
You may not notice, but I'm from an undisclosed location. We are here for the countdown, man. Couldn't miss it.
Yo, dude, I appreciate that. Yeah, honestly, when I saw you pop up down below, I'm like, is he moving shit around? What's going on? It looks a little brighter too in this fucking room.
Yeah, you're still in work of progress.
Yeah. Are you holding on to your mic right now, dude?
Oh yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it. Thank you for being here,
getting the setup together.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. No, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate this being able to be done with both of us and not me just having to solo it, because it's not really a solo show. But without further ado, we gotta begin this shit because there's not a lot of time till the game start today, and I wrote a lot down even today, so we're gonna have to skip a lot of what I said down. But I don't know if you just saw my first question for you is, did you just see that hype video that I played?
I caught a little bit of it, yeah.
Okay. The beginning of it has one of the most historic and freaking, I don't even know, like longest of all time. It's the oldest rivalry in NFL history to start off the day, and we know that we have to let you go first on this. So let me get the music down a little bit lower so we can hear his opinion real good on this one. What do you think is gonna happen today? Packers at the Bears in Chicago, bro.
Well, one thing that's still working, though I'm still getting my setup together here, still bear down over here.
Let's go.
Hey, of all seasons, this is one of my, as a Bears fan, this has been one of my most enjoyable seasons. People are like, Syl, why? Like, you only won like 3 games, right? But to see that the Packers only won 4 games so far. This is just amazing seeing the self-destruction of the Packers, the Aaron Rodgers era, right before my eyes, man. Right before my eyes. So anyway, with this game, it all comes down to, is Justin Fields playing or not? Because if Justin Fields is playing, we're going to score a lot of points. It's looking like Justin Fields fully participated in practice. So I think he's playing, and the Packers still suck. So my thing, we're in Chicago, we at the crib. Yes, we are taking the Bears. It's not even an upset no more. We're going to beat just an inferior team of the Packers. We're going for the Bears today.
Let's go. Let's fucking go, bro. Wow, hurts anytime TD is what Money James got. And let me first off say, I know we're rushing through this, but thank you everyone for being here and chilling with me in the chat before the show started too, especially. That's a lot of fun talking to people, just hanging out in the chat like the old days, bro. Like I'm still watching Syl's old videos. But yo, I agree with you on that. Like this is the self-destruction of their franchise. You can see what happens when you get rid of Davante Adams on their offense. But with that being said, they still have the rookie Watson, who's been playing really good this last couple of weeks. And Justin Fields has been hurt, right? What's one thing that the Bears don't have this season, because they gave it all away, is that defense. And for your pick, and just to keep it fun, I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers today on a fucking, you never would have saw that come and move. And maybe a freezing cold take for me later this week, but I got to take the Packers. And it started off hot today. Packers versus Bears, the oldest rivalry in the NFL meets the newest rivalry in NFL countdown shows between me and Syl. So let's see how that plays out today. I'm excited. Aaron Rodgers is 23-5 versus the Bears. We'll see if they can take this as an opportunity to get to 23-6, those Bears. But I still think Packers win. And moving on today, there's a game against two 7-loss teams, except those are two teams who are in two different situations. And it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 4-7, versus the Atlanta Falcons, who are 5-7. And the two different situations being the Steelers have like no chance at the playoffs, but somehow the Falcons do because they're in the NFC going south, and they're only a half game out of first. If they win today at home in ATL with that lemon pepper, they could pull it off. Except, in my personal opinion, I think the Steelers get a steal on the road today, and this is the first game where we see Kenny Pickett. Kenny pick six, not throw a pick six, and do more than just good. And it won't be good enough. I think he's gonna show some highlights today on a very subpar Falcons defense. The running games is gonna be key for this, and I think Kenny Pickett actually running the ball is gonna be the key. What do you think is going to happen in ATL? Do you think that lemon pepper is going to take over today or what?
Well, I tell you, with Atlanta, I mean, that's been a running thing, right? All seasons, it's the lemon pepper is real. It's a real thing. It affects teams on the road. But the Falcons, they got to feel a little mojo because they're right in there for the division race, right? And they have a good running game, as you always point out. Now, Cordell Patterson is a little banged up, but I think he's still playing, limited practice this week. It's something about this time of the season where I'm not going to bet against Tomlin too much, actually, though. I think he's going to have the Steelers ready to go into Atlanta, break the lemon pepper curse for teams all season. I think the Falcons are going to realize, like, oh, man, we could win a division, but we're really not that good. And I think the Steelers, with a better coach, Mike Tomlin, I think TJ Watt's going to play, so they're going to destroy Mariota. So yeah, I'm going with the Steelers, man. You can't keep Tomlin down, man. You can't keep Mike Tomlin down.
Yeah, this is like one of those games where I looked at, I'm like, man, this is a great coach versus like a whatever coach, and I think that's the surprise of the season is if the Steelers somehow don't have a losing record at the end. And this is one of those games that Tomlin needs to win, and I think he does. But the next game, right, a game that I wish we were actually going to be able to watch together because I think it's going to be a great game today. And spoiler alert, if you guys didn't see my PSA underneath the tweet today, there will be no CafeZone after today. Because as you can see, Syl's got some business to attend to. He's got some things to do. So homie's from a undisclosed location, like he said, and we need to get him to a disclosed location so he can get back to his regular streaming setup and everything. So we're not going to press him with that. I'm going to take the opportunity to help my lady out, do some laundry, but I'll probably be back for the witching hour, which I think I might go live and just stream. It won't be a watch along type like we have over on Twitch, but I'll have it on this TV, and you guys are probably watching it too on your own devices and TV. So don't worry about that.
Add it up.
Yeah, idea. Exactly. Just so we can have a little hangout and we have the reactions to the end of the games. But so this is the Jets, who are 7-4, a defense that is carrying that team, and then the Vikings, who are 9-2, who have an offense who's carrying that team. So it's like great versus great. And it's going to be Sauce versus Justin Jefferson. Now, Sauce Gardner is holding QBs to 60.6 QBRs in the season. He has 14 passes defense, which is first in the league, versus Justin Jefferson, who is literally averaging 112 yards per game. Like, what the? That's insane. That's insane. But the Vikings have lost 3 times in the only 3 games that Justin Jefferson has under 100 yards this season. So that's how much he makes up for their offense. If you have a great defense, 2 great cornerbacks, and Reed and Gardner on the Jets who can hold that offense to minimal yards and namely hold JJ to minimal yards, I think that you can get the Vikings to lose because you put it on Kirk Cousins to find his other targets and not just say, fuck it, Justin Jefferson is down there, or fuck it, Adam Thielen's on a smaller defensive back. But he also has TJ Hawkinson, who's been played great since he's made the move over there to the Vikings. So you might be seeing a little bit of him, might be seeing a little bit of Dalvin Cook. The Vikings just have so many weapons. As I was writing down all these names, I'm like, oh my God, oh geez, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. But the Vikings O-line is what you need to watch against a really stout defensive line for the Jets. I mean, this Jets defense is like nothing to be reckoned with. It's a great defense, and I think defense wins on the road. I think Vikings can lose a game, so this is going to be one that they probably give up at home again. Last time they had a home game and I picked them and I thought it was going to be a blowout, they fucking lost. They lost to Dallas, and I think Jets are as good, if not better than Dallas, especially with the Mike White hype. So I think the Jets get one on the road today. Who do you have in Minnesota today at 1?
Yeah, Minnesota. I mean, I was loving the Vikings story all season. You know, they beat the Packers week 1, so immediately I was like, oh, the Vikings are cool. They beat the Packers, and now it seemed like they were, trajectory was up. And then that Cowboys game, I think, took off a little luster from the Vikings. So I'm a little worried actually about the Vikings and when they face really good teams. Now the Jets, man, we knew all season their defense has been there. Sauce has been saucing people all season. And I think he's going to do good today against Justin Jefferson, actually, which was possibly the number 1 receiver in the league. The Jets' problem all season was offense. Now they seem to have found a quarterback like digging under the couch like for some loose change. Like, oh, we got a third-string quarterback that's better than everyone on our team, Mike White. I'm a part of the Mike White hype, man. I think the Jets are going to go on the road, and Vikings are just – I don't think the Vikings are a top-tier team like I thought. The Jets are for real, man, and they got a quarterback. Let's go. We're going with the Jets.
Mike White hype. Did I just coin a new term like live on stream? Let's fucking go. Yeah, I agree with you there. And the next game is 2 4-7 teams. This is probably the most hype game between 2 4-7 teams this late in a season that you could actually watch and look forward to. And that's the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling north, but they're playing in a dome in Detroit versus the Lions, who are also 4-7. And this Lions team is looking inspired, and this Jaguars team is looking inspired. The Lions almost beat the Bills on Thanksgiving Day, which was crazy. The Bills had to pull off some crazy upset or comeback win at the end of the game, drive it down with minimal seconds, and then kick a field goal to win. Like, I thought that game was going to overtime for sure. And Necron's reacting to Jets better than Dallas. Hey man, just the eye test, bro. Just the eye test. That's all it is. But yeah, I think the Lions at home are gonna have an X factor in their run game with their dual running backs, Swift and Williams, versus Jaguars D, who is decent, but they're not great against the run. They're decent versus the pass. And I think that's where it's going to get him. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, did he finally arrive yet last week? Drove down the field at the end of the game. They went for 2. They scored it to win. But that was all at home in Jacksonville. And I think he had that college atmosphere, and he really vibed off of that. I could be wrong about this, but I want to see how he plays on the road. I want to see how he's in the Detroit atmosphere when they're hyped, because their team knows that they have a chance to win a game and, maybe get to 8-8 on the season. Like, Lions fans would be hype if they can get to a 500 season. And I think the Lions take it at home today in Detroit. Who do you have for this game?
Man, the Jags, I don't think the Jags are actually, I don't think they're good. Actually, I think that was more of the Ravens defense just, failing Lamar Jackson again. I think it's a conspiracy. They're trying to block Lamar getting his money. That's another topic. right there. But as far as
Facts.
the Jags aren't good, y'all. I think they proved
No.
this all season. But the Lions, man, we've always said all season, even when they were taking L's, we was like, man, they got a good coach, man.
Mm-hmm.
We really like the coach of the Lions, and they really should have beaten the Bills Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
And so I think they got a little more swag. They back in the dome. I'm actually going for the Lions to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And I don't know if you were here for our Cocaine Bear trailer reaction video with Skywalker, but that was just a funny night, and that's what Super Bowl's bringing up. Yeah, they said the
Okay.
Cocaine Lions. Yeah, they're gonna be playing like that Cocaine Bear, just going crazy today at home. And yeah, the Jags aren't good, man. The Jags aren't good. They have a
Jags.
Super Bowl winning head coach, but he was one and done. That's a one-hit wonder, in my opinion.
I'm starting to doubt. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
that too.
I thought some of my picks were gonna be like very on the opposite of you, but we're in the same mindset here. We've been doing this show together for too long. We're thinking alike. We actually, because we make these predictions and then we go watch them and we're like, all right, I'm never gonna forget how you guys made me feel when you fucking literally laid a dub on the field. You know what I mean? So this next game, though, we go from a maybe a close game at 2 4-7 teams to probably a close game versus two not 4-7, but 1-7-4, and the other has the best record in the league, the only double-digit win team right now, and that's the Eagles, who are 10-1. And last week, the Titans, if you remember, they lost because the defense pushed the center over on a kick, and the other team got a first down. Cincinnati was able to just kneel the ball out for the win. It was a dumb penalty, but you can't hit defensive players. It's automatic first down. And the number one issue for the Titans is number one, Jalen Hurts. Last week, the Philly rush attack versus the Packers just went off. And they literally had almost 400 yards by themselves, just the rush attack. And Miles Sanders almost had 150 yards himself. So the Titans, they got to stop the run. I don't think that happens today. I think Philly, at home, they're going to get another win. They're going to go to 11-1, and somehow they're the best team in the league this season, which is crazy in my opinion. Who do you got today in Philly? You think Mike Vrabel can come in and get us a win on the road?
Yeah, I mean the Titans aren't on that top tier level. I don't think they are not on that top tier level. So it's like the Titans they're always going to be a solid team. They got a good coach. Obviously the running game. Decent defense. Above average to above average quarterback. So I mean they're going to win some games, but this is a game they shouldn't win. Going to Philly to the link, I think they call it, and that's a tough. People forget the Philly fans are pretty tough on people too, but. I'm going with the Eagles, man. It's about them. It's about Jalen Hurts and what he's been doing all season. I think the story continues. Though the Eagles, they haven't been playing top tier for a couple weeks, but they still finding ways to win. I think that's a good thing. You can win ugly. You can win looking pretty. We're going with the Eagles today.
Yeah. I don't think there's any reason to think that they're going to slow down after getting back to their winning ways. The only team has been able to beat them is the Washington Commanders, of all people, and the only way they beat them is by keeping the ball away from Jalen Hurts. The Titans kind of have a formula to do that with Derrick Henry on the other side, but they need to be able to convert on third downs and keep the ball. And I don't think you can count on Ryan Tannehill to do that, especially against like an offensive line who hasn't been playing great. But the next game, one of the most anticipated games of the season. Deshaun Watson is back, dude. He hasn't played in the NFL since 2020. Think about that. And the Browns paid him $230 million guaranteed. That's why the Browns are still the worst organization in football. But they're playing against Deshaun Watson's former team, who is absolute ass and they actually have a worse record than me now, and they're 9-1 on the season against the Browns, who are 4-7. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on this one. I think Deshaun Watson pummels the Texans at Houston, actually, of all places. And if he doesn't do well, they'll just put Jacoby in. He'll take over the offense, and he'll get it done this week. And of course, as soon as I'm about to send it to Syl, he gets lost in hyperspace. Well, don't worry about that. He'll be back. And let me just remove him for a second, see where he's, if we can get him back in a second. And we'll see what we got. What's my record? My record is, what is my record? I am 1-8-2, just in case you were wondering. And while I'm saying that, let me we got Syl back. Nope, he's still lost in the hyperspace. So we lost the homie. Let me just tell him in private chat. That's all good. Yeah, he'll be back. So, little prediction record from last week. It was another fucking tie. I got 6 wins, 6 losses. Our record's even tied. He got 6 wins, 6 losses. So now Syl is 8-1-2, and I am 1-8-2. But I'm still better than the Texans, who again are at home today against their former quarterback, and he's gonna show up just like Syl does. And I think he's gonna get the win on the road today. Who do you think wins Browns versus Texans? Deshaun Watson's return. Oh, homie's lost in hyperspace again, bro. I can hear you now. Oh, there it goes.
I'm back. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god, bro. We lost Syl to hyperspace. He's gonna. Oh boy. Let's get some prayer hand emojis in the chat for Syl's internet connection for us. Oh, we're gonna have to just maybe finish it off without the homie, but we'll see. I'm gonna see if he starts moving in the back. He is frozen. So I'm sure he would have went with the Browns. We'll get his predictions for the rest of these picks if he's able to reconnect. But we'll continue on. Oh, he's there.
I disagree with everything you just said.
Who do you got, bro? Browns
undisclosed location. Which one are we picking?
Well, first of all, I said let's get some prayer hand emojis in the chat for your connection, and everyone showed up, and we got you back. We got you back.
I guess that's love.
Yeah, bro. Oh yeah, bro. We're at Browns versus Texans. Who do you got for Deshaun Watson's return today?
Oh, yeah, this is gonna be a show. Deshaun Watson. This is gonna be him. Hopefully, he embraces being the media villain. Right? He comes out, drops like 400 yards passing, 100 yards rushing. Like, I think he's going to like just beast. But I think the Texans are going to try to hurt him every time that they can. Every time they hit him. This is my thing. You know, if people are of the values of this country and allowing someone to get a second chance or to make amends or to however you want to put it. I just hate how the media act like, you know, people aren't human. And now did Deshaun Watson, allegedly, he probably did some scummy stuff, but I think he's willing to, you know, pay the price for it or do what he needs to do. I'm not going to get into that personal stuff. He's not in jail. He is back, and he's a top 5 quarterback when he's right. So I'm pulling just for him to perform and to chill out on those women, dude. Like, just just kind of chill out a little bit, man. Because that's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say. I mean, just kind of just kind of settle down or something, man. That's all.
Yeah, bro. Young boy need to get that
Yeah,
out of his system, I guess, bro. But
yeah, yeah.
do it a different way, my guy. You're an starting NFL quarterback. You just try a little harder. You get plenty of women
You just
that are
gotta try.
easy to get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Just
what are you?
chill, yeah. Just
Yeah, what are you
chill,
doing?
bro.
You got some weird stuff going on, homie. But hey, we'll see what happens today. I'll be keeping an eye out on that game at 1:00 against some two very bad teams and franchises, for the record. But moving on, we got some two pretty historic teams and franchises. An NFC East battle. Commanders, who are 7-5, versus an in-division rival, the Giants, who are 7-4, who are at home in MetLife, though. Kendall Fuller has back-to-back games with an interception, but the Commanders are literally running way more than they pass. Their offense is built on the run, and they're playing not a great rush D with the Giants, but the Giants did hold Tony Pollard to nothing. They fucked up Money James's slip, which is hilarious. But Zeke did look good versus the Giants, and I think that's what we're going to see Brian Robinson do for the Commanders today. I think Taylor Heineke is playing more inspired, has more to get right now, having this be his starting job. I think the Commanders with that defense are going to be all over Daniel Jones, and we're not going to say that nickname because he doesn't deserve it, bro. I think the Commanders get the win on the road today in MetLife in New Jersey. Who do you have for this NFC East rival matchup?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, like, first off, the Commanders, they've been trending up, right? Because I think around this time of season, it's about who's playing their best ball or who's finding ways to win. Commanders are doing it, man. I think as soon as they found out their owner was selling, somehow the Commanders have been like a top 10 team so far.
I know.
So while they're trending up, the Giants are trending down. Though Giants, I think, have good coaching, they have a terrible quarterback. And Michael Vick was asked about that terrible nickname, and Vick just laughed at it. And he's very diplomatic. Michael Vick, he's a very diplomatic person.
Yeah, he's good.
He's the OG.
Dude, honestly, in my opinion.
But what he really wanted to say was that's a terrible nickname, right? So anyway, Giants are trending down. Commanders trending up. We're going to Commanders.
Yeah. Michael Vick being a professional, which is good, and that goes to show you though, that's kind of goes in line with the Deshaun Watson thing. Who said, and Necron says, bro's out of control with Deshaun Watson, which is hilarious. But yeah, people deserve a second chance, and not too many chances a lot. After that, Michael Vick, in my opinion, made up for his whole deal, and that's a whole nother story we can get into at a different time, maybe on Freezing Cold Takes, which we'll have to find out whoever made up the nickname for Daniel Jones, so we can put them on Freezing Cold Takes, bro. But
that's one of the worst.
The next game, I think we can go easy through, be real quick. It's the Broncos, who are 3-8, versus the Ravens, who are 7-4. Ravens lost last week, and they had, I think, like Syl said, it was due to a poor defensive performance, but they're playing against literally the worst offense in the NFL. They played the Panthers last week. And it lowered their average points per game on the season. That's how bad they were. They scored terrible. 10 points versus the Panthers, which I guess I can't say much because the Buccaneers only scored 3 points versus the Panthers. But who do you have? I have the Ravens at home. Who do you have, Broncos versus Ravens today?
Well, like you said, the Broncos, one of the worst offense, one of the worst quarterback play. Just surprisingly bad this season. The Ravens, the most inconsistent team, like to have, top 3 quarterback. I think Lamar is. His team lets him down every week. So what's going to give with this? This is a good scheduling for the scheduling guys for the Ravens, so they can get back and get right. But again, I think the Ravens are like Titans level to me. They're just good enough to win some games. just bad enough to lose any game. But this is a game Ravens should win.
Yeah, I agree. They should win. Better not play down to the level of the Broncos because that's real bad. And we got Batman coming in here. My bad if I didn't shout out Peely earlier. Uh, thank you again, by the way, for all those pair hands emojis. We got it. He says, "Let's ride." Yeah, I don't think they ride today though. I think
No.
we'll be the Ravens will be flying, and you'll see Lamar getting that bag soon. And Russell Wilson will be like, "Man, I wish I was that tall and that fast and that gifted." Oh yeah, they win at home. And moving on to what I usually call the layover game, but there's only one layover game today. I don't think the first 4 o'clock game is going to be a layover game. I think it's going to be a great game to watch actually, and that's the Miami Dolphins, who are 8-3 on the road in San Francisco against the 49ers, who are 7-4. Now, last week, Miami lost one of their best offensive linemen, Teron Armstead, and they have 4 sacks given up. Those were all after they lost Teron Armstead last game. That we saw I don't know if you remember, but Tua got bent over backwards and had that weird tackle. Joey Bosa on the other side is a beast, dude. There's only one game this season where he hasn't had a sack. It's like, man, just chill out. There's a mic'd up segment where he's like, "Oh, that's a sackaroonie." He's such a chill dude, but he's also a force and a beast on the field. And you also have let me get this right, Travarius Ward, who's great, who's probably going to go against Hill. That's a defensive back, Travarius Ward. Probably going to be against Hill, and you also got to be against Waddle. There's another team with a lot of offensive weapons, and it just depends how Miami's defense is going to hold up against the 49ers run attack with CMC. I don't know who to pick this game. I'm going to let you go first, and I'm going to take home field advantage, and I'm going to give my pick after this. So who do you have, Dolphins versus the 49ers at 4 o'clock today?
Man, I've been a fan of the Dolphins, really all season, man. Tua's won us over. Obviously everyone wants Tua to remain healthy, right? That was a scary scene, earlier in the season. So I'll pull for Tua actually anytime he plays now because I'm like, dude, just stay upright. The Dolphins, they're a good team. I think they could really win their division, especially if they beat the Bills a second time later in the season. But the Dolphins, they're good, and they're like they win kind of pretty, all right? They put up pretty points, right? And I think they could outscore anyone. The 49ers are a good team, and they can win ugly. They'll beat you up. So am I gonna go for the pretty team or the tough team? I gotta go with the tough team, man. I gotta go with the 49ers, especially at home. Garoppolo's gonna do just enough. CMC gonna be featured. Debo. I'm a fan. Just as much I'm a fan of the Dolphins, I'm a fan of how the 49ers play. They just line up and punch you in the mouth. And in football, that really works, right? Even if you play a pretty team, especially. But you can't let the Dolphins hang around, man, because Tua, again, he could put up points, just one strike to Tyreek or Waddle, and it's a wrap, right? So I'm going with the 49ers, man. I think they're going to push him around.
Okay. Damn, bro. I kind of had that feeling too, but being that you said that and being that I got to get a win this season, I'm just thinking about how good Miami's defense has played against the run. And I'm trying to think about Jimmy Garoppolo having to win the game throwing the ball in the air. I'd rather take Tua over Jimmy as far as that goes. If both running games are shut down by the defense, I'm going to take Tua passing it to Tyreek or passing it to Waddle to get the job done. So I'm going to take Dolphins on the road for an upset special for me, and maybe a freezing cold take later on the road. Moving on, next game at 4:05. This is the actual layover game, and it's the Seahawks 6-5 versus the Rams, who are 3-8. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. Rams have been terrible this season. Matthew Stafford's on IR. Seahawks winning on the road today at 4:05. Who do you got for that game, bro?
So with the Seahawks, let me see. The Seahawks, okay. they've been a feel good team all season, right? Like
Yeah.
Seahawks, Pete Carroll's finding a way, but we understand Seahawks ain't really, that team. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think there's gonna be like a respectful team the rest of the way. The
Yep.
Rams are just one of the worst teams this season. So, uh, but it's like something has to give. Like, are the Rams really just going to stop winning the rest of the year? But Stafford is still out. Aaron Donald is out. I think they're missing, or I think their linemen or some of their defense is still banged up. Ramsey's getting sauced. Like, I don't know what's going on with these Rams, bro. I gotta go with the Seahawks. Just this matchup, the Rams they're taking this year off, man. Seahawks still got something to play for, so I go to Seattle.
Yeah, facts. It comes down to inspiration at the end of the day for this game. And no, Pilly, we're one game away from that game. So stay tuned, my friend. Yeah, we both got Seahawks on the road today. Rams been looking awful. Moving on after the layover games, we got the 425 games, which is Chargers versus the Raiders. Now the Raiders have been winning as of late, and Derek Carr and the Raiders are undefeated ever since his crying press conference. But I still think the Chargers have a little bit to play for. They're still in the hunt for the playoffs. This is the time where you gotta win. You gotta win on the road. Behind their running back, who I think will be back this week, Williams, I believe, or is it Austin Eckler? I think is that. Anyways, they're 6-5. I'm going to take them on the road versus the Raiders. I'll be surprised if the Raiders can get it done. I don't think the crying, the crying quarterback is going to get this done at home. I think he's going to come up short. Who do you have in Las Vegas today at 425?
So, like you said, the Raiders, man, it's something with the culture there. It's like, what's going on, really? Are they really here to play? I mean, Derek Carr, I'm just going to say, I think he's a good leader, man. Like, he's been in some crazy situations with the Raiders. And, last season I thought was one of just as a leader, I think he's going to always have a spot in the NFL, even as a on-call backup, just because he's going to be a good guy in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, as long as he still can play, he's going to be a guy that's going to, you know what I'm saying? So the Raiders just have been terrible this season, right? And then the Chargers, you got McRib, he's healed up, but his weapons, man, Mike Williams is still out. But I think Khalil Mack is back this week. And I think Bosa is good too. So the Chargers are getting back healthy. Like I said, the quarterback ribs, he's doing good, less seasoning on the barbecue. So you got to just pick who's the better team between these two teams, right?
Yep.
You kind of got to go. This is a division game. And you line them up. The Chargers usually plays good. They're like Derek Carr's kryptonite. I think he's going to look terrible actually against them at times. And I gotta go with the Chargers, man. I think the Chargers are just going to be just good enough, and the Raiders are just worse than them. So go with the Chargers.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Even though you want to give the Raiders home field advantage, especially with all their, all their great fans that they have there in Las Vegas. But yeah, Chargers got more to play for right now, and I think that's why they also get the win on the road. Now, this is the game. Adams is leading the league in touchdowns. That's very surprising to me. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but you'll have to let me know on that. Usually the best team has one of the highest leading touchdown scorers. So I'd be surprised if he's on the Raiders and that he's the highest touchdown scorer in the league. That was funny, but
he's dragging the card. Was it the crying? Is that why he's dragging? No crying in football.
Yo, the Batman. Thank you for that insight there. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Batman, oh boy.
Batman was coached by his eldest brother in high school. Derek is dragging the car name down. But just win, baby.
That's rough, man. That's pretty personal, Batman.
Yeah, for real, dude. For real. That's so funny. We got an insider on the crying quarterback. We love it. I think so. I heard it Thursday night. Oh, okay. Oh, well, maybe.
He's
you're right.
Been putting up numbers, but yeah, the team is just trash.
Yeah, the team is. I mean, there's nothing to be said. John Gruden left that team in shambles. So Mike Josh McDaniels is trying to put it back together, and I don't think he's ever been a great head coach, in my opinion.
No,
He's a better
no.
coordinator. Yeah, he doesn't deserve all that responsibility. He's a specialist, but that's how we go. The Texans are trying to hurt Watson already, apparently. Yeah. So we're going to move on to the next game today. That's going to be a game between two great teams. Now, they're not in the same division, but they are in the same AFC playoff race. And that's the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 9-2, going into Cincinnati to play the Bengals, who are 7-4. Now, I think this is going to be a closer game than a lot of people think. I think Joe Burrow is going to play up to his level today. It just depends on how healthy is Jamar Chase coming into the game, and can the Bengals defense stop Travis Kelce and stop their running back. And now his name escapes me, but they have Kansas City has a lot of weapons. Their defense is also playing pretty good. I think they're going to steal one on the road today and move to 10-2 and be one of the second teams to have double-digit wins this season. Who do you have in Cincinnati? Chiefs versus Bengals today.
Well, it seemed like last season the Bengals had the Chiefs number, right? Like they beat them regular season, the big upset in the playoffs. Again, another team I'm just a fan of. The Bengals. Well, Joe Burrow, he's just one of my favorite quarterbacks just to watch. I think he's pretty good leader and all that stuff. They got I think Mixon. I don't know if he's clear from that concussion. And Chase, like you said, is he going to be fully back? They won ugly last week against an average Titans team or above average Titans team. These are the Chiefs, right? And I think they got all their weapons back. I think Juju's cleared from his concussion. Like you mentioned, their running game, interesting stuff. All season, I don't know if people know this, and why would you really? But I with the big matchups with the Chiefs, I've always been going against the Chiefs. Like when it's been like just major matchups, I was like, are the Chiefs really that good still? I know it's Mahomes there, but I'm gonna go with the other team that I think is hot. And I've lost every one of those every time I picked against them. So I think Mahomes has proven that, I know Tyreek may not be here, but I still got Kelce. I still can, make other players better. You still got Andy Reid as coach. So this is going to be a big game. Going to be a fun game to watch. The Bengals are just not in full health, right? I think if you meet in the playoffs, I think the Bengals can beat them. But today, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are still the best regular season team to pick right now. So.
Yeah, I agree. And why I mentioned like the fact that this is an AFC AFC playoff matchup potential, they could actually meet in the AFC Championship for all we know, which would be a good preview. But yeah, not having your full healthy roster for Cincinnati, I think, is what puts them in the loss column today instead of the win column. I don't think they have as good of a chance without the star players. They don't have that depth. Unlike Kansas City, if one of their people goes down, they can just throw it to somebody else. They have so many people on their roster. And the guy that they got traded from the Giants, who was prospected as the next Tyreek Hill, came in and got a nice touchdown a couple weeks ago. So yeah, like the Batman says, the greatest detective says Kansas City. I'm gonna say Kansas City too. And Williams got his touchdown. Nice, let's go. So yeah, we're seeing if our picks for the Lions are going well already. That's the last 4:00 game today. I think that's gonna be it might potential for game of the year, just depending on how inspired Joe Burrow is playing and how good that Cincinnati defense is going. Could be maybe bet the over on that one. But the night games, which I'm hyped for. This game though tonight. Where you at, Necron? You still awake? We got the Colts with Thrash Ryan and Jeff Saturday going on the road to the Star, to Jerry World. The Colts are 4-7-1. The Cowboys are 8-3. These teams don't look the same. We got a F team versus a satisfactory team. Man, I'll give them an A-. I'll give the Cowboys an A-, just because they played so good with Cooper Rush or whatever. But I got the Cowboys taking it at home. prime time. They have no reason to lose. I think they're gonna win. Who do you have tonight at 8:20? Colts versus Cowboys.
I mean, the Cowboys, you can say a lot of things about the Cowboys, but you can't say they do not have a real coach. But I can say that about the Colts. They really don't have a real coach. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think this is going to be an easy one.
Shit, bro. Shots fired. Shots fucking fired at Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday, where you at? Call this man out. Another upset Colts, man. Pilly, too bad I'm not picking against you every Sunday.
Home.
Yeah. Nah. We got Cowboys. It's there's people who ride the Colts, and that's Cowboys, man. The Cowboys show the horses where to go, and they take them home at the end of the day. So yeah, Cowboys, Lamb, 60 receiving yards. Elliott anytime. We'll see, man. That looks good, but you gotta wait till the end of the day, man. That's what I hate doing slips for stuff at night because you gotta wait. Thrash Ryan will eat it 10 times. Yeah. So when you see this hype video again at the end of this stream, just look for the Thrash Ryan cameo, and I think it's perfect. It's not a Matt Ryan cameo, it's a Thrash Ryan cameo. But yeah, I think the Cowboys take it at home. Monday night though, bro. Monday night. I am absolutely hyped for, and that's the 4-8 Saints coming to Tampa Bay to play the 5-6 Buccaneers, who are somehow leading their division. This is the new NFC least. It's the NFC going south. Yep. And I don't got to be long about this, but obviously the Saints coming in, they have a worse record than the Buccaneers. They haven't been playing great. It's Andy Dalton and all them, but they always play the Buccaneers great. They have their number. I got sick of hearing that earlier this season. The Saints got the Buccaneers number. I'm like, okay, 8675309. Like everybody's got the fucking number on the wall, but I don't think they're able to come in and get the upset. I think Tom Brady's just gonna will this fucking team to a win. It's gonna probably be ugly. I like it to be a blowout, but I think it's probably a closer win than I'd like, being that they barely beat the Browns last week. Who do you have tomorrow night here in Tampa Bay, where I'm at?
Yeah, we're going with Tampa Bay. I mean, obviously something's not right, with this division, basically. But at the end of the day, it's like, come on, prime time. Let's go and get that W. Some of the worst Buccaneers losses this season, it's just been like random Sunday games. This is the prime time Monday night. I think Brady's going to step up, and they broke the curse already. Like if they didn't break that curse earlier this year against the Saints, I would have picked against them. But we was live on CafeZone when they broke that. So we're going with the Buccaneers. Let's get right. Let's limp and win the division, and then the Bucs will lose their first playoff game. Just throwing it out there.
Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if they're one and done. I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, it's not what I want to see, but they're not looking great this season. It doesn't feel good to watch. And what do you say? Also with the classic MTV reference. Yeah, you like that. Saints are tanking. Well, hopefully Brady is still lucky. This motherfucker got 5 wins. I know, dude. I know. In the worst division of sports, of sports history at this point. That's how I look at it. Like, man, they're all bad. It's like that one season where I believe the Giants got into the playoffs and they had a losing record. It might be another deal with the NFC South. That's just how it goes. But some other team can do a great job. We'll see. But that is the end of the picks. There's no CafeZone today. Sorry, everybody. It's obviously we ran long because there's no CafeZone. And we're going to let Syl handle some business. I'll try and be back for the witching hour in a couple hours, which is the end of the 1 o'clock games. And maybe we'll stay for the beginning of the 4 o'clock. Being that the Chiefs at Bengals is at 4:25, I kind of want to see that game. So we'll see. We'll see if I can sneak away, when I can sneak away, and watch some football with y'all. This is the best community I've ever been a part of on the internet or in real life. So thanks, Syl, for making it today. Thanks everybody in Syl Nation for chilling in the chat and giving your predictions and making this show what it is. Now, we're going to go off into week 13 and we're going to let Syl watch this entire hype video, and he's going to get re-hyped because his team is playing right now versus the downfall of Aaron Rodgers, bro. So how do you feel? How do you feel this week? How do you feel about your picks? What are you looking forward to today?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a couple good matchups. Like you said, the Chiefs Bengals is one that kind of stands out. So like it's going to be some good games. You know, obviously pulling for the Bears to get as many wins as the Packers got this season. This is going to be amazing. I think we're going to get it done. That's it's going to be just good mojo. Put an L on the Packers.
It's a early Christmas present, bro. Early Christmas present.
We'll take it.
Bear down, bro. Bear down. So again, still, thank you for being here. Thank you everybody in the chat, and we'll see you next week. Now let's get hype. Let's go watch some motherfucking football. And happy holidays to you and yours. We'll see you on Wednesday. We'll see you on Sunday. Have a great motherfucking day. Let's get it.